Hi there, Frank Flegg here, founder of Ethical Property Partners. In this episode, I am going to be covering with you how the mindset that you approach vendors with is absolutely critical. And this is the thing that I see holding back my clients, especially in the first 12 months of their partnership. After the first 12 months, normally they've got enough belief and they can overcome it. But this mindset that I'm going to describe to you today is holding them back for that first 12 months. And we have to really work hard with them to overcome it. I'm going to tell you in this short episode how you can do that in an instant. And once you've got this new mindset, you'll realize that you are doing more and more deals. You've got vendors who are saying yes to you more and more, and you've got deals that are actually completing, getting over the line, and you're growing a portfolio because of what's changed between your ears. But before we get into that, we are now sophisticated property investing franchisors in 5 countries. We are now in England, Wales, Southern Ireland, Republic of Ireland, Northern Ireland, and in Australia, and soon to be the US of A. If you're in any of those countries and you're interested in getting in touch with us, then please do so. We are expanding internationally and would love to have conversations with anyone in those countries or other countries as we expand our global reach. So, what is it? Well, it actually comes down to a Henry Ford quote. Henry Ford said a long time ago, if you believe you can do something or believe you cannot, then you're right. Now, if you think about that for a moment, if you think you can do something or you think you can't do something, you're correct. And what he means by that is it's self-fulfilling. I walk into every single meeting with a vendor, every single telephone fact find, every single help visit, believing that I am the best person on this planet to help them. Now, in most cases, I am. I don't know anyone else that can be as creative, as ethical, as honest, as determined to solve their problem as they are. And if a vendor's contacting you, you're the best person on this planet to help them because you're talking to them at that moment. And if you believe that, if you believe that you are the best person to help them, it doesn't mean you're going to buy their property. I don't buy everyone's property, but I still believe that I'm the best person to help them. I help people to avoid repossession. I help people to refinance. I help people to avoid really tricky situations, often without making any money myself, because those people become raving fans. Those people come back and say thank you. Those people still send me Christmas cards sometimes because I help them to avoid a sticky situation without making any money myself. Do I mind spending 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes sometimes with a vendor who I don't actually end up buying their property from? I don't mind one bit because I walk home that evening and I feel amazing about the good that I've done. And of course, for every one of those, I do 2 or 3 deals and I feel amazing about helping those people and about the money I've made from those deals and about the increase in my business as a result and the increase in my quality of life and the provision that I'm providing for my family. And so, the mindset that you must adopt if you're going to do SPI deals is you have to believe that you can help. There's a saying that you only have to be the smartest person in the room. As a teacher, they used to teach us this. Don't worry that you don't know everything about your subject matter. I was a secondary science teacher and we were taught alongside, I was a biology specialist, biology was my degree, but we were taught alongside chemists and alongside physicists. Now the chemist didn't know anything about the flow of blood around the body, the physicist didn't know anything about the titration of alkalis and acids, but we all knew a basic amount and we all taught to a certain level, and then we only taught our specialities. And there was quite a lot of nervousness about teaching something that we hadn't actually studied since we learnt it when we were 14 or 15 as well. But what the professors told us, what our teachers told us in university when we were trained to be teachers was, don't worry about it. You don't need to know everything to the highest level. You just need to be one step ahead of the people you're teaching. And that's quite easy to do when you're dealing with 13, 14, 15-year-olds. And so it's the same when we're sat with vendors. You just have to know more than them. And if you're watching this channel, if you consume our podcast and our YouTube channel, you know way more than most vendors, you know way more than most property investors, quite frankly, because the way that we approach property investing is very novel. It's pretty unique, actually. And so if you know more than the vendor, then of course you're in a position to help them. And if you believe that you're able to help every single vendor, then fantastic. let's be honest, even if you can't buy their property themselves, you could at least refer them to me and then I might be able to help them. But they might not know about me. They might not know that you can help them. They might not know many things. They might not know how to refinance their property, how to go to court and defend themselves against a repossession. They might not know how to sell properly. They might not know how to overcome a title defect on the property. They might not know how to overcome any number of issues, because most people only buy or sell 2, 3, 4 houses in their lifetimes. Some people only one. And so when you're sat in front of someone, you've got so much more experience than them, and all you have to do is tell yourself and honestly believe that you're in a position to help them, that you're the best person on this planet to help them in that moment. And of course you are the best person on this planet to help them, because you're the only one sat in front of them. They haven't got Frank Flegg sat in front of them. They haven't got one of the EPP partners. They've got you. And so your duty to them is not to be fixated on how can I buy this house? How can I get the best price? How can I make the most money? That's not your responsibility. In my opinion, you'll do better. You'll be more successful. You'll do more deals if you don't focus on what's in it for you. If you focus on what's in it for them. What is their problem? How can you help them to resolve their problem in a way that's best for them? And if you do that, the money flows afterwards. The money comes anyway. Even if it's not on that deal, they'll refer you to a friend or family. They'll refer you to sometimes 3 or 4 or 5 people that sell their properties to you. And that's the benefit, guys. That's the amazing benefit of doing property in an ethical way. It's unbelievable the rewards that we get from looking after individuals, for honouring our word, for being congruent in how we deal with people and honestly wanting to help them. I didn't set up the Stepping Stones project because I wanted to make more money. I set up the Stepping Stones project so that we could house more homeless people. 170,000 homeless people have now slept in one of our beds rather than being on the streets or sofa surfing. That is purely because I have a passion for housing the homeless. I don't make money out of that. Some of the projects that we do, they pay us a rent on the properties. Some of the properties we flip, we make a TDIC income on them. But we come from the perspective on EPP of supporting people, of helping people. And if you do that, Brian Tracy says, your earning is directly related to the value that you can give to the world. Zig Ziglar says almost the same thing. 2 greats in the world of personal development and success. And if they're saying that all you've got to do is you can earn whatever you want so long as you give enough value to people. If you're sat in front of your vendors truly wanting to help them, and you don't care if you're there for 45 minutes, if you're there for 75 minutes, 120 minutes. I've sat with some vendors for 3.5 hours because I care that much about helping them with their problem. If you care that much and you're sat in front of them and you're genuinely invested in helping them and supporting them to move on with their lives and solve their problem, they will want to sell to you. They will be passionate about selling to you before they've even heard the price. You might chat to someone for 30, 40, 50 minutes before you've even talked about the property, building rapport with them, getting to know them, understanding their problem. And you'll get to the point where they'll sometimes say to you, I really want to sell to you. What's the best way of doing it? How can you buy my house? And then you know you've nailed it. Then you know that you've got that person's trust, that you've come up with a solution that works for them, and you can then start putting numbers on it. Guys, if you've enjoyed this episode, please do hit the subscribe button, click the notification bell, and that way you'll get the content that we're sharing the very moment that we upload it each and every week. We're uploading several times a week now. Every time we get some new tips, some new tricks, some perspective on the environment that's changing, some perspective on the market, you will get it first if you're a subscriber and have clicked on the notification bell. Until then, happy investing.